Hey look, the PlayStation Drive is starting. While you wait, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon on YouTube to be notified of future goodness. If you enjoy our show, we'd love it if you gave us a 5-star review or rating on your podcast service of choice. To continue the conversation, join the Carpool Gaming Discord, where you can find a wholesome community to have a chit-chat with. For some exclusive content, you can also support us on Patreon. And finally, don't forget to check out the Carpool Gaming website for an awesome range of merch. Links to all that and more are in the show notes, but without further ado, let's get revved up for the PlayStation Drive.
What's up, everybody? Welcome on in. This is the PlayStation Drive episode 186. I am one of your hosts, Ryan, and I am joined, as always, by Fulia, Matt, and Ron. How are y'all doing on this lovely, lovely Chunday evening or Chonday morning, depending on what day it is, depending on where you are.
Doing well. The Sunday night.
That's good.
That's good. Monday afternoon. It's cold. I don't like it.
Yeah. Riley King, of course, shining.
Family Day weekend.
It's Family Day weekend,
Yes.
y'all. I hope everyone's having a great Family Day, even though Family Day is only a Canadian holiday. But Ron, I know it's a holiday for
what
you.
is Family Day? I'm new to this.
Well, I think y'all have
either.
President's Day, I think, on Monday, right? I think that's a thing. Or what is the holiday?
I
do
don't
you?
get that day off, so I don't pay attention to it.
Oh, Garrett Bland told me y'all had a holiday on Monday, so I just assumed you
Yeah,
did.
no, it's not for us. Yeah, I guess city government doesn't get it off, I guess.
That sucks. I mean, to be fair, I have to go to work tomorrow anyways, even though it is a holiday. But I get that extra bling to go buy no video games with. You know, that's going to be a thing. But all I know is the polar vortex is here, Matt, and it has a lot to say to us about snow.
I'm done with the snow, Ryan. I am done with it. Anybody in this polar vortex, I hate it. I can't stand it. It's too much. Okay, I'm not a tall person to begin with, but when like I'm shoveling snow and it's like twice my height, like the snow plows, that's too high. That is, see, thank you, Riley King, the chat. It is so much snow. It is too much snow. Like, so at my house, like we have a furnace and there's like it's like an HVAC like outlet that pumps out the carbon monoxide, and it's like 2 feet high off the ground. Like it's not on the bottom on the floor. Like it's not low. But every winter I've never had to check on it because I'm like, it's not going to be, the snow's not going to pile up that high. But today I was like, you know what? Just in case, I'm going to take a peek in the backyard. And I did take a peek and I was like, oops, it's getting close to blocking it, which would be very, very bad because I don't want carbon monoxide in my house.
That would be bad.
So I was trying to think, I was like, that'd be very bad. So I was trying to think like, well, how am I getting in my backyard? Because listen, I don't shovel my backyard. So the snow's just been piling since December. So the snow back there is like, again, I'm not very tall, but it's like waist high. So I could not open the backyard door because I have to go in. And I was like, well, how am I gonna get back there? So had to do some quick problem solving, got my ladder, put it in the snow, climbed up my ladder, and hopped over my own backyard fence. Luckily, like I said, there is about 1.5 feet of snow that I landed in, so it was quite fun. And then I started to shovel my backyard to clear it. And I wish I recorded it because I'm sure it was quite the spectacle watching a 39-year-old man carry a ladder in this, 1.5 feet of snow to go over his backyard. But hey, you do what you got to do because I don't want carbon monoxide in the house. But like I said, I am sick and tired of the snow. It's too much. And Kiku in the chat says, it's been flooding here. I'm sorry to hear that. That's not fun either. It sounds like nobody's having good weather, including Fulia. You said it's cold, right?
Melbourne is having some unpredictable weather. This past weekend, it's been under 15 degrees, and it's supposed to be summer still.
It ain't right. It ain't right.
Yep.
No, it's not right.
Yep. I love how Yarden says in the chat, what in the Canada, so much snow that you need a ladder, lol. But like, I remember back in the day when I was younger and I was living in Fort McMurray, Alberta at the time. And there were some winters where we would have so much snow piled up in the backyard to what you were describing, Matt, where the snow would be up to our second floor window. And in order to get out, you'd have to actually go to the second floor, hop out the window, and hope you didn't fall through the snow. It was a thing. You'd have like that for like 2 months. It would just pile up in your backyard like that and just get a bit taller and taller and taller until it was again,
Literally
a second story
snowed in.
window. Yeah, literally snowed in.
That is too much. Like I'm wondering, Ryan, because like you know how in the Greater Toronto area, like they just plow the streets and they do a good job. But I'm wondering, like, are we getting to the point where they need to start bringing in like some dump trucks to actually collect the snow and bring it somewhere else? Because the snowbanks, like I said, like they're scary high now. Like it's getting concerning. No.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be tough for a while. I mean they're gonna have to do something about it, but and that's neither here or there, Matt. We probably shouldn't dive into this too much, anyways. We don't want to make this a regional Toronto
snow drive.
snowcast. You know.
All right. We can make it a weather podcast. Ron, how are things in North Carolina? What's the weather at today?
I mean, it's gotten cold again compared to where we were at last week when it was nice and warm, but nothing like what you guys got going on. It's only been like maybe like 39, 37 degrees Fahrenheit, but like I said, nothing like what you guys got going. No, thank you.
Yeah. Of course, Seth.
Yeah,
says
I
we
was
need to
just
call
singing
Mr.
it in
Plow.
my head.
Yeah. That name
Thanks a
again
lot,
is Mr.
Seth.
Plow. Yeah.
Yep.
Good God.
I don't know who Mr. Plow is.
You know
What?
Simpsons.
From the Simpsons.
Come on.
Ron.
Hey, do you know how long it's been since I've watched The Simpsons?
I was
been
gonna
ages.
say
This was a very old episode.
this wouldn't be too surprising to me because I mean I remember back in the day I was playing Simpsons Hidden Run on stream and Kato was in my chat and she had never seen an episode of The Simpsons at all. So
Ever?
she didn't
no,
understand
I've
any of
watched
the
The
references.
Simpsons. It's just been a long time.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, anyways, this is the PlayStation Drive where I swear we talk about PlayStation sometimes. We should probably get into the swing of things because those whole 7 minutes we were talking about this weather, like, there's just been someone banging at my door going like, housekeeping. I know the other shows have lore behind like the housekeeping lady and like what her life is outside of the shows. I don't know enough about the housekeeping lady. She just knocks on my door and that's really
She's
it.
just here to help. We don't need to get in her business. We're not nosy like that.
No, exactly. We're not buying her Valentine's Day gifts like we were
Let
planning
her
it
be
on.
private. Let her have her private life.
Yeah, exactly. So, of course, we want to say thank you to all of our patrons over at patreon.com/carpoolgaming, including our brand new Patreon supporter, Todd Oxtra, who joined us at the ad-free all-in-one tier at the $1 level. So, shout out to Todd Oxtra for hopping on the Patreon. Speaking of the old Patreon, of course, Matt, you put up a new episode of Pants. It's out right now.
I did.
You can go listen to it.
It's out, and I'm gonna spoil my Pants episode a little bit.
Please.
All right.
What? Please don't. I haven't
I
listened
am.
to it yet. How dare you? Don't you dare.
Close your ears. Or nobody's listened to it on the team. Wow. All right.
I was
Well, too
waiting-
bad.
I
I'm
was
gonna
waiting
spoil a
for
little
tomorrow.
bit.
Just
I
came
was
out today.
sleeping.
It just came out today, Matt.
Fine.
I'm gonna be at
I'll
work.
wait till
I can listen
tomorrow.
tomorrow. How dare you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was asleep.
Besides, we don't want to give out all the
No
good
excuses
stuff
for you.
Matt, you know?
Wow.
All
Unless
right.
you're going to be
While
talking
we're
about
asleep.
Caravan Sandwich again. You can go ahead and tear it down again like you did last week.
All I can say is that it's one full experience. That's all you need to know about
It
Matt's
was.
Pets episode. One full experience. You know?
It is true. It is true. It's out. I won't spoil it. Everyone enjoy, please.
Thank you.
The thing that clearly the thing you're trying to spoil is that your sadness that Thousand Time Resist did not win the Canadian Game Award for Best Game of the Year and lost to Balatro last night. That's
When I saw that it won
wow,
Balatro,
no,
I
I'm
was
sorry.
like, I know.
That game may have put me to
Ron-
sleep, but that's disrespectful.
Balatro
Balatro
won,
is what it
Ron.
lost to?
Balatro won.
I'm
Yep.
sorry, Matt. No, I'm sorry. Solitaire should not be beating any game. I am sorry. Wow.
to be fair, the
Yeah.
Thousand Time Resist won the Art Direction Award at the Canadian Game Awards.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
good, but still, it should have won more. It's all good. It happens.
I'm sorry.
But Balatro,
I'm sorry,
yeah, that
Matt.
one.
I'm sorry.
That one hurts.
Yeah. I mean, Dragon Age won a bunch of awards, so I'm
Riley King, you stop that.
yeah.
Riley King in the chat. Balatro.
So obviously, Matt's Pants episode out right now. You can go listen to it. But Amanda is up next. Her questions post will be going out tomorrow morning. So if you have questions for the Miles_of_Amanda, please head on over to patreon.com/carpoolgaming tomorrow morning or anytime throughout the week and throw your questions in there for her. And then she will answer them on this week's episode, the Pants Patreon podcast for Patrons Podcast. Also, Fulia, we continue to, feature the mini indie van. Early access is out right meow. Please make sure to give Fulia feedback if y'all have had a chance to listen to the show. Of course, Ron is also on this week's episode, so make sure to go check that out as well. And if if you're not on the exclusive tier, but you want to check out the show, we do have a 7-day free trial available over on the Patreon. It's free. You just head on over to Patreon, sign up for that 7-day free trial, and you can check out the show and check out Matt's Pants episode at the same time. You'll be able to do that in a week, I'm sure.
Check out all the stuff.
Check out all the stuff. Well,
find a way to freeze time, and listen to all of it.
I was going to say, Ron, we did the math. It is physically impossible to listen to all of it in 1 week.
Yeah, that's why I said freeze time. There's no way they could do it. No way.
Hold on. I have to ask because I've heard that some people might be listening to podcasts not at 1.5, not at 2, but some people even suggested listening at 3.5.
Doesn't matter. We calculated that you'd have to listen above 4 times speed to listen to everything.
And that's barely
That's too much.
I don't even understand 3 times speed. What in the world?
I can't understand anything beyond 1.
Yeah, I'm with you, Koala. I listen at that normal speed. I'm not about to
Just
listen to
normal
2.5 speed.
Yeah, exactly. See, Seth's got the great idea. Just take a page out of the 2002 hit Clock Stoppers, and then you'll be good.
I remember that. I wouldn't call it a hit, but
we're not going to get into it here. We're going to just move along. Nothing to see here. Of course, we also have carpoolgaming.com, our website where we have merch. If you're interested in picking up a Carpool Gaming t-shirt of some kind, whether it's PlayStation Drive, Xbox Drive, Nintendo Drive, RPG Cave, or any other merch of ours, you can head over there at any time as well. Without further ado, friends, let's grab our 8 tracks, pop them in. It's time to talk about the games we're playing this week. Time for the playlist. Ron, start us off, my friend. What did you play this week?
more Helldivers 2 continues to be great, but Baldur's Gate 3 is where it still is at. I don't know if I'm toward the end of this thing or not, because I found a brand new side quest.
You never will be.
Hey, I'm having a fantastic time with it. It's fine. I traveled to hell, killed a devil, freed some people, found the body parts of a clown, and put them back and gave them back to the ringmaster. It's all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it's great.
You mean did you just say that you found Buggy the clown in Baldur's Gate 3?
No. So see, here's the thing. I went to a circus. This clown tried to kill me. I had to kill it. Some things happen. You find out it's not the real clown that it was supposed to be. The real clown has been chopped up and his body's all over the place. So I had to, do a favor, find the clown parts, and bring them to the ringmaster. She'll put them back together. It'll be fine. Which I did. I got some nice gauntlets out of it.
Sounds like a One Piece episode.
Oh, koala.
Did the clown try and murder you after you reassembled it? Is that a thing? Because clowns do that.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, no. I just handled the parts. She's like, here, have some gauntlets. Thank you. That was it. That's it.
Riley King doesn't believe you. He's wondering, there's clowns in Baldur's Gate? What kind of game is this?
Well, if you didn't play Baldur's Gate, then I can't really explain it to you without going into, spoilers.
I mean, Antics says there's nothing like walking around town with a clown head on your belt.
Antics is right.
Like a trophy.
But, I didn't want to be encumbered holding on to all the body parts. So I pretty much just left them in my camp, and I was able to do the exchange that way. Because those body parts are heavy. I have enough stuff to carry.
It makes sense. It's like Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, where you're going around Transylvania gathering the parts of Dracula just so you can resurrect him and then so you can murder him again.
Oh, I mean, if it came down to it, and the clown wanted to try to kill me again, it would have been fine. I would have granted him his wish, and he would have died again.
Yeah.
So it's fine. But yes, it's just been great, especially going to hell and killing a devil. There's nothing better than that. Really great time there. So we'll see. Maybe by the time next week comes, maybe I'll be done with it. Maybe I won't be. It's fine. It's all right. I'm still only 160 hours in.
Only.
So it's fine.
Wow.
Koala, this is good compared to what I've done in Trails games. This is a breeze.
I was gonna say this is less than Trails Through
true.
Daybreak still.
Yeah.
So
That is true.
I think I've done this. This is less than most of the Trails games I've played. So this is perfectly fine. I haven't even felt this 150 hours. It really isn't.
Too much.
When you are having that great of a time with a game, the hours go by and you do not feel it. This does not feel like it's been that 150 hours.
Which, of course, it's
fantastic.
just in time for a new Trails game to come out because one just came out. So,
Well, I'm not going to sit there and jump right into Trails after this.
Yeah,
I'm
you
going to have
told
to sit
me
there and
about
get a palate cleanser and get me a short game. Because I can't jump into a 200, 300-hour game.
oh man, I've got the perfect short game to recommend to you when we get to
No,
my
thank
picks.
you. No, thank you.
What are you talking about?
No, thank you. 'Cause
I only
I don't
have
know
good
what I'll end up with. I'm not going to pull a retro console out or play Zelda 2. That's not happening.
You can just play it on your Switch, Ron.
No, I don't have one. So too bad. So sad.
Actually, the one I'm going to recommend. We'll talk about it when we get to my picks.
Oh, God.
But it's available on your PlayStation 5 home entertainment system. But anyways,
Okay.
Ron, I'm glad you're enjoying Helldivers 2 and also Baldur's Gate 3. Those sound like you're having a blast with those
Yeah.
games.
Yeah. It's great.
Also, clearly, this is just why Matt is over there running away with the platinum lead because Matt, you platinumed another game this week.
Yeah.
I did. I
Bring out
did.
the crowd's up there. I could just bring it down now.
Yeah, you might as well
Hold
Just go ahead
on.
and just hand it to him now.
You know,
Hand
the
it to him
Burger
now.
King
It's
in my
February.
food court at my workplace, they're always giving out their crowns. I can just bring you one, Matt. You know?
It's February, friends. There's lots of time for people to catch up.
That's
all
right. That's right. Go ahead and put
No.
it on his head.
Yep,
No,
just
no,
get
no.
it over with.
Your royal squirrelness.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I like how the whole
No,
year
come-
last year, Ron, when you were ahead, you wouldn't let us do that to you. But then now that Matt's ahead, you're okay with it?
It's February. We got time. People got
That's
time.
my guy.
right?
He's my little brother. Let it go ahead. Take that crown. Wear it with pride.
It's February. Calm your farm. All right. People got lots of time to get them platinums. All right. But yes, I did platinum Killer Frequency. Yeah, this is such a cheesy game. Like it is so much fun being a jerk in this game. Like it, because basically, if you haven't played Killer Frequency, you're a radio DJ, and at the same time, you have to be a 911 dispatch person. I won't spoil the story for why, but there's a serial killer on the loose. So people are calling in. You kind of have to help them troubleshoot and problem solve, like how to escape, the serial killer coming. So obviously, the smart thing to do is to save people, right? But the jerk options are so tempting that sometimes it's like I want to pick it. You might die, but I just want to see what happens. It's very, very funny. I highly recommend it. Platinum wasn't too bad. I was a little bit nervous, but yeah, it's just the hardest part is basically doing a speed run under 4 hours and making sure everybody survives. And I made it more challenging because I also did all the collectibles in that run. But still, I think I finished at 3 hours 40 minutes. So that was the hardest one. And then the last trophy I had to get was really easy, which is make sure everybody dies. So it's purposely just have to pick all the bad options, and then everybody dies, and then boom, you're done. Easy plat, fun game. Highly recommend it. And then I've gone back to Stellar Babes, enjoying it, but I do have to make an announcement for Stellar Babes. I am no longer going for the platinum trophy in this.
Let's
When
go.
Yeah,
had a
Ryan knows
feeling
what
this would
knows
happen.
what I'm talking about.
Understandable, though.
Yeah. So I took a little break from Stellar Babes. I was playing some other indie games to hop back in, pulled up my phone, looked at my 6 tabs, and I was like, I have no idea where I am anymore. I have no idea which collectible I left off on. Because it's like for me, collectibles when you're doing a trophy hunt, like it should be fun. Like it should be on the map. You can fast travel. I don't mind doing some navigating, but it should still be straightforward. And anybody who played Stellar Babes, like there are so many collectibles and they're not on the map. Like you have to discover them on your own. And there's a lot of cans, like a lot. And if you pass a certain point, then you can't come back to get them. So it's not fun. All right. So no, thank you. I tried.
Yep.
But once I took a break and I came back, saw all the tabs, I'm like, I really don't know where I am. And
I
don't
tried
want
to
sit
warn
here.
you about it. I tried to warn you that platinum was deceptively annoying. Like
Yes.
you wouldn't think at first glance with the trophy difficulty that on the site that it would be that annoying to go through, but man, that trophy list is so annoying.
It's not fun. Like like Ryan said, it's not hard. It's like a 5 out of 10. But like I said, I don't want to spend like half an hour, 40 minutes trying to figure out exactly where I left off for each collectible, because there's cans, there's boxes to open, there's camps, and I was like,
Oh, no, thank you.
and it's not like I said, and it doesn't show up on the map. Like you have to find it. I was like, nope, No,
And
thank
again,
you.
if you accidentally skip over one and that's in an area you can't go back to, you basically have to start the game over again.
Yeah.
So
No, thank you. I'm just going to play, continue on normal, roll credits, and enjoy. And I'm trying to be very mindful because there's a big game coming out in March. And I am sorry, PlayStation Nation. It is not a PlayStation game, but you're welcome, Xenobabes, because Xenoblade Chronicles X is coming out in March. And I am buying it day one, and I'm trying to be very, very mindful of when I am buying a new game on day one. Like, I want to play it on day one. Like, I don't want to pay what is it, Brian? $102, $103 with tax.
Yep.
And then it just sits there in the wrapper. Like, I want to be ready. So there's no way I'm gonna do Platinum Stellar Babes in time before Xenoblade Chronicles X come out. So sorry, you can boo me all you want. I'm not going for the Platinum for Stellar Babes. Can't. Too much. It's
no.
it's not
I
fun
bowed
anymore.
out of it too. So
I think PlayStation Nation will be fine. Anybody who looks that up will see that. Yeah, no, it's fine.
Right?
It'll be fine.
Like, the collectibles, put them on the map for me. Like, the very least. Like, it's too much. It's too much for open world. Like, you find them, and all the cans, like, they're small. How much is to find it? Come on. It's very hard for us to
If it's
find
not on
the,
the map, no,
the Pepsi
thank you.
can. See?
Well, I don't blame you for that. I don't blame you for that.
Thank you, Ron.
It's all right.
Thank you. No judgment.
No
also, before we move on to Fuya, Matt, there is one thing I wanted to say. In fact, your impassioned speech about Killer Frequency last week inspired me to download it. So I have it sitting on my console, waiting to play it at some point.
It was very convincing.
Yes.
It's so funny, friends. Like, the cheesy lines are so funny. Come on. You'll enjoy it. Come on.
Yeah. There you go. All right, Fuya, hit us with the games you played this week.
Inspector Waffles.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go.
Well, if you want me to start with that, yes,
Please
I did
do.
play Inspector
Please
Waffles.
do.
Inspector Waffles is a detective game with pixel art, and it is a really fun 2D like point and click game. And I'm playing it on the PlayStation, but it's a literal point and click game where you have to use the joystick to move a mouse cursor over things to click on things. So that's the only little nitpick I have is that. Other than that, it is the humor is great in this particular game. You're doing a little bit of investigating here and there, and it's humanoid animals that you're playing as. Inspector Waffles is obviously a cat named Waffles.
Of course. This is fine.
It all makes sense.
There's also dogs in this game too, so it's not just cats, it's dogs too. And yeah, it's interesting so far. I'm really enjoying it. Definitely is worth checking out Inspector Waffles.
Yes, you convinced me to look at it, and when I started looking into it, I was like, you know what? I want to try this. And it has been as low as 80% off in the PlayStation Store. So,
It's been pretty cheap, yeah. I think it came out 2021. I think it was. So
yeah,
like,
I didn't realize that until you. I hadn't even heard of it before until you talked about it.
The only reason why I knew about it is because Inspector Waffles' early days was something that was on my radar last year because it came out last year. And Early Days is a prequel to Inspector Waffles. So,
Okay.
but they brought it out last year. So that's why I knew about Inspector Waffles. So I haven't started or played Early Days, but I have played the demo for it. And it's more in the style of a Game Boy game because it's in the square sort of a screen with the pixel graphics and everything. So it's actually still pretty fun with a sort of a top-down view to it. But yeah, it's actually quite fun. And yeah, like I said, the humor in the writing is there. So I'm actually enjoying it so far.
Excellent.
Yeah. So Inspector Waffles is definitely a must-play. And it's available on all platforms, so you can go check it out. Another game I've been playing, and I've been playing it on stream here at Couple Gaming, is Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm still continuing with that. Managed to get as far as going through like the trials. Apparently, was healed in the mountain, which apparently is not something that is usual. And then got to the point where I can start mounting Striders and over what's the word I'm looking for?
Like you're reprogramming all the
Yes,
robots.
yes. So I can do that with the machines now.
Yeah, because you can like reprogram the other robots that aren't mount robots to then fight for you as well.
Yes. So I'm still sort of learning that. I love being able to just, grab a Strider and just gallop down so that I can get somewhere a lot quicker. I know that I've been streaming at a really ridiculous time for a lot of you in North America.
That's what the VOD's for.
I apologize. I am considering changing the timing in the day just to make it a little bit better.
No, you should do it whenever you've got your own time. It's all
VOD's there; they can always watch it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you don't have to wake up early, Riley, just to watch me. I appreciate your enthusiasm and dedication, but I would prefer that you get sleep. As a koala, I prefer that you get sleep. But yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn still fun. I'm really enjoying it. And yeah, the story is still really good. And yeah, I'm still enjoying that game. Yes, Ron.
Quick question. I just wanted to ask, how do you feel about the archery? Do you feel more confident in it now?
A little bit. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit better with like shooting the arrows and sort of changing between the arrows that I want. I'm not quick on the draw with changing between like the standard and the fire arrows that I have at the moment because I haven't unlocked some of the other ones yet. But I'm still like getting used to the sort of the weapon wheel to sort of change between all the different weapons. Yep. But the archery side of things has been pretty cool. I just need to get better at my accuracy.
Right. Yeah. You'll get some stuff to help aid with that as you get out in the world.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good to know. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. Another game that I want to say that I have finally finished, it is done, is Titanfall 2.
Yes.
Hey, very nice.
You're just playing all of Ron's favorite games.
Killer Koala. Killer Koala. I'm so proud of him.
Oh boy. That campaign was actually like, it was nice and short. I'm okay with how short that campaign was. Yeah. It didn't overstay its welcome. And, it was an interesting story. Being that it was my first FPS campaign, I don't really have anything to compare it to. So, because I've never really played any other FPS sort of campaign, so it's not like I can go out of my way and say, hey, this is the best thing since sliced bread, that a lot of people have been saying. But for me, it's like, it was enjoyable to say the least. Like, it was still good. I did enjoy my time with it. And I'm glad that it was recommended to me. So, thank you.
That's good. I'm glad you had fun.
I'll forgive you for giving it a 3.5. It's okay.
And
look, I didn't have anything else to compare it to, okay? So you can't just...
No, you're just basing it on how much you actually enjoyed it. And if it was 3.5,
exactly.
3.5.
Exactly. 3.5 is just me...
3.5 is still a good score. It's okay.
It's still a good score.
It's not a 4.5. It's not a 4.5 out of 5, but it's fine.
3.5 is still what I would consider good, Matt. That's still
3.5 is good.
I would say as long as you're above 3.
It's actually a 4.5, though. Just want to put that out there.
So which one is it? Is it closer to Cheeks or is it closer to 4? Which one is it? I'm confused now.
Titanfall 2 and Cheeks don't go in the same sentence, sir.
Are you trying to say that 3 is Cheeks, Matt? Because I don't think that's...
Yeah, 3 is okay.
No, anything below 3 is...
Yeah, I would say anything below a 3 is like Cheeks territory.
No. Yeah. We know how the internet works. You
10.
either think it's a masterpiece or you think it's Cheeks. It's one or the other.
I'm sorry, Matt.
That's how the internet works, all right? Come on. Pick one. There's no middle ground.
Matt, I want you to know my mouse is hovering over the remove you
Matt
from
has
the call
gone
button,
crazy today.
And
He's right, though. The internet doesn't act like that.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. It's either good or it ain't.
So, yes, Titanfall 2 was good. I enjoyed my time with it.
Yes,
I'm looking forward to potentially finding other FPS games that might have a good campaign. Don't give me COD. Not
OG
COD.
Modern Warfare.
No. I have a better one. Doom 2016. You should play Doom 2016. Doom,
Doom 2016 is good.
Doom is
It's
so
running
fun.
gun and it doesn't have a good story. No, thank you.
It doesn't need a good story.
It's fun. You don't need a
She
story.
likes games
Yeah.
with interesting
It's just
stories,
fun.
though. Yeah, that's why I said she's not
Oh,
going to
really?
enjoy it. Yeah,
Oh,
I need
sorry,
story.
never mind then.
yeah.
And
No, there's
and
no
BT
story. It's just
BT
fun.
was the best in Titanfall 2. He was awesome. He almost made me cry by the end of it.
I was just ready to murder BT by the end. I was getting him into constant danger and just wanted him to blow up.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Well, Koala, it's always Halo.
Yeah,
You can go there. Just saying.
stories in Halo is not bad. It's
There we
good.
go.
We'll see. I don't know.
Or you just again, you could just be like, forget the story. I'll just play Doom because that game's great.
It was good. It's a
Don't
fun
do it,
one.
Koala. Don't do it.
Yeah. But some other stuff that I got to play were a few more demos this week. So what would a PlayStation show be without my demo playing?
That's right.
I played through the demo for Farewell North, which is really wholesome and very sweet. And it's got a really nice sort of a landscape and emotional sort of gameplay to it. And it's like you're a dog that's helping someone go through like grief, like their master kind of a thing, bringing color back into their world essentially. And it's really nice. So I played the demo for that. I've also played through the demo for a game called Natsumon, which is a very anime-looking sort of a life sim, but it's really cute because you're this kid that goes on vacation for the month of August, like summer vacation, and you're just sort of running around town and doing things, collecting stuff and all that sort of things for your parents. So it's actually kind of cool. I've been playing that. You'll cry playing Farewell North, but I also think you might enjoy it. Yeah, I feel like I probably would, Lockleth. So I am keen on grabbing that game at some point and playing through it, but I have a feeling by the end of it, I'm probably going to end up crying. It's an emotional story. So yeah. But the one that I really want to highlight here, and Ron, you are going to go nuts for this.
It's what I'm waiting for.
Let's go.
It's what I'm waiting for.
I played the demo recently just dropped for Duck Detective, the Ghost of Glamping.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, very nice.
Yes. Duck Detective is back.
The sequel to Duck Detective is here, everybody. I am so excited. Duck Detective is just as this demo showcased how much fun it is, just as much as the first one was.
Excellent.
It's the same.
Excellent.
It is the exact same, like visual graphics, the same humor, new characters, and it's so much fun. I love this. I love this series already.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm really looking forward to its release. And it's a short demo. It's like between 20 to 30 minutes. So it's definitely worth checking out because you still get an idea of what to expect in terms of what this particular story is going to be. But essentially, the Duck Detective goes on vacation with a character from the first game, and it's a glamping campsite. Like it's cabins and very fancy tents and all that sort of stuff. So, and you'll come across some interesting characters. Apparently, there's this real big VIP celebrity there who is a massive influencer.
Oh boy. which means he's gonna be acting a fool. This is great.
Bit of a drama character, so you'll come across them. And the character from the first series that comes along in this second playthrough, this second game, has a partner, and you meet them in this game too. So yeah, yep. Duck Detective, the Ghost of Glamping. Wishlist it right now, everybody, because it is coming.
I hope this one comes to PlayStation. If not, I'm just going to buy it on Xbox or PC again. But
It's on Steam at the moment. I don't know if they're coming to consoles.
it'll probably be
just
on
yet.
Xbox because I know the last one was. So.
I mean, you could
Yeah.
buy it on Switch if you want to, Ron.
Potato.
You could.
It's always there
'cause
for you.
The first one's there.
Leave a
The
message.
secret salami. But yes, that's what I've been playing.
Nice. Good list of games for you.
Yeah.
As for me, I only played a couple things this week, but I spent a lot of time playing this first game. And that is Sid Meier's Civilization 7. I mentioned on the show last week.
Yes.
Because first of all, they're like, most people at home are like, but Ryan, you said you're not going to buy games for the first half of this year. How are you playing Civilization 7? And the answer is I got a code for it. So I've been playing it. I've been enjoying it, but I'm putting it down because I'm honestly not enjoying it as much as the other Civilization games. So I have some things to say about this one.
Okay.
So first off, I'm a Civilization fan going back to Civ 4. In fact, a lot of times, like when I start playing Civilization, I find it very hard to make me stop, allow me to like get away from Civilization because I get that hooked on Civilization. There's something about it, and for those that have never played a Civilization game before, they are like 4X strategy, like turn-based strategy games where you have these like hexagon spaces that then you're basically trying to build cities and build a civilization on top of. You play as one of a myriad of rulers. And then you pick a country from a list of countries that you want to play from. And the ruler doesn't necessarily have to match the country. So you could play as Napoleon, but then play as the Mayans, as an example, if you want to do that. Like if you like kind of their structure, because there's really 4 different paths to victory in this game. There's the economic one where you make as much money as possible. The science one where you are trying to go to space first, essentially, and kind of win the space race, and that allows you to win the game. You have the cultural victory, which allows you to kind of win through art and entertainment and having like a very cultural, like a large cultural society, because every time you raise culture in your region, it expands your borders, and it kind of like you kind of slowly take over the world that way, or through military by just murdering the other people. So I've always loved the ability to just play it your own way. I usually never go the military route in Civilization because I don't really enjoy the combat in these games. So I usually go either the science route, where I'm trying to go to Alpha Centauri first, or I'm trying to win through culture, essentially. It's kind of usually my go-to for these games. But Civilization 7, there are some things I like about it. I love that, you don't have to micromanage so much stuff in this game, because in the older Civilization games, you'd have to build like workers that then you'd have to like tell them to go out and build roads and build like little like economic structures and things like that. Whereas in this game, basically as your city grows, you basically just pick out what space around your city you want to kind of, build onto next. And then it builds all the resource buildings on it based on the plot of land that you've got. So for example, if you've got like a desert area, but it's got jade as as a thing that you can mine, well, it'll automatically build a mine on that territory to mine the jade. So it takes all the thinking out of that, which is good. I think that's a good thing for new players. And it also just really increases the game speed, and you're really just, focusing your attention on, well, what things am I going to research? What parts of the map do I want to explore? Things like that are kind of what you're doing in this game. And you're also like building settlers to then go out and make new cities. So all that stuff's still intact and is all super fun. The thing that I don't love about this game, this version of Civilization, is they decided to do something different this time around. So before, you would have different, ages of your civilization that would happen depending on how many number of years you've gone through. So you'd go through the Bronze Age, the Iron Age, and so on and so forth. But in this time, what you do is you basically have 3 eras. You have the dawn of time, you have the exploration age, and then you have the modern age. But every time that you transition to a new age after a certain number of turns, everything will basically reset, where you'll still have the same cities that you have before, so all that stuff will stay intact, but you'll lose all of your units. You have to pick a different country to play as. It almost feels like you're starting your game over again. Especially too in this one, you have to eventually, once you build up your smaller towns enough, you can then convert them into cities. But then after an age happens, then they get converted back to towns again. So you lose all the benefits that you invested into them, building them the cities. So it makes all that feel kind of pointless. So I don't know how I really feel about it, because it almost feels like you're playing like 3 mini games of Civilization, but then the only one that really matters is what you do in the modern age, because that determines who the winner is, which I just don't like as much. Like I'm just not as invested in it as I am, in other games of Civilization. So I, again, love Civilization. I think the series is great. And I do think there's a lot of good things about this one. But man, I just don't love that small change that really feels like it changes the gameplay in a way that I just personally don't really like. So I've kind of shelved it for now. I'm definitely going to revisit Civilization because that's one of those games where, there's not like a story or anything like that. You're really just playing against a computer or you're playing with friends. That's kind of how you usually play that game. So I'll definitely be picking it up from time to time and playing it just like any other kind of like live service or ongoing game, like Ron with Helldivers 2. But so far, I'm just not really as into it as other Civilization games. But I do think that if you're new to Civilization, this is the one to start with, is what I would say. So just throwing it out there that, I don't really love that. And McBeal also chiming in the chat, another huge Civ fan. I share this sentiment as well. So, yeah. And you saw this with the reviews too, because reviews are kind of all over the place for this one. But yeah, it'd be interesting. But then, as kind of a palate cleanser from that, before I moved on to the next game, I played the game I was gonna recommend to Ron, which is Ghouls and Ghosts on the Sega Genesis. I played it on the old Nintendo Switch, and if anyone knows anything about Ghouls and Ghosts, it's a very, very hard video game that you have to beat twice in order to get the real ending, which I did for the very first time. I beat Ghouls and Ghosts twice so I could get the real ending. And then, Matt, I then went in on the hard mode, because this game also has a hard mode, and then beat that twice too. To get the ending from that too. So I honestly, I've never done that before with Ghouls and Ghosts. That's the type of game where I've always like played 2 levels, got sick of how difficult it is, and just put it down and never went back to it until I was like feeling brave again to try Ghouls and Ghosts again. But this is the first time I've ever been able to finish not a Ghosts and Goblins game at all, let alone this one. So I actually had a lot of fun with it. Like I had fun going through it this time. I don't know what it was about it this time around, where I guess like since I really was getting the hang of it, I was really into it and had to see it through to the end. So shout out to Ghouls and Ghosts for being a good game. And then last game that I played is Avowed over on the old Xbox. I'm going to talk a lot more about this one on RPG Cave. I'm still very early in it, only a couple hours in. So I don't have too much to say, but I wanted people to know that that's kind of my next game that I'm playing is Avowed. That's kind of where all my attention is at the moment. So we'll see where that goes. But I know Riley King and Sean are both playing it. I know Garrett's gonna be playing it this week, so we'll actually be talking about it on RPG Cave on Saturday. So make sure to tune in for that as well. Well, without further ado, friends, we should probably transition to our topic of the week. I was so desperate, Fulia, to try and mark down where this happens on my edit, so I know where to mark the commercial in. That I just almost forgot how the intro to the topic of the week actually goes. So we're of course blessed here in PlayStation Land because we had a state of play this week. 40 minutes, or I should say 45 minutes of state of play goodness this week. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the state of play now. As per usual, when we talk about it, state of play on the show, we're not going to go through every single announcement. We're going to talk about, though, the things that are important to us, the things that got our juices flowing, what excited us from the state of play. So I want us to go around and kind of talk about what we were excited about. So, Ron, start us off, my friend. What got you excited from the state of play, my friend?
It was the game of the show, Tides of Annihilation.
Yes.
That came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting that. Out of all the games they showed, that right there, that has my full attention. It looks like Devil May Cry meets Stellar Blade. I'm all for that. All for that. It just looked really good and promising. A lot of potential shown on that one. So that's the game of the show for me. So easily.
Question, Ron. Did you see that they also released a 16-minute video of the game afterwards?
And I watched it.
Dude, it was so cool. Oh my God.
That's what really got me all in. I was already sold on it.
Yeah.
But that did it for me. I was just like, yeah, this is great. And that was perfect for them to do. That gameplay was
Yeah, it's like, for those that haven't seen the trailer for it, it's basically this like over the top action game that's kind of retelling the story of King Arthur, but like in a weird modern day setting. I think it looks awesome. You play as female King Arthur, kind of like the version that exists in the Fate universe, and you're going around and you're fighting bad guys, and dude, it looks so cool. Even the boss fight
looks great.
Was really awesome. So I'm really looking forward to that. There's no release date. We know it's coming to PlayStation at some point.
Yeah.
That's
whenever it arrives, I'll be checking it out and keeping an eye on it. I cannot wait to see more of that because it's looking really good, really promising.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty sweet too. It's honestly one of the games I was most excited about with this show too.
Yeah, that's easily the best show for me.
Yeah, cool. Matt, how about you, man?
All right, I'm just gonna say it. I'm very sorry, PlayStation Nation. This state of play was not for me. It might be for some people, but I didn't like it.
Not even Days Gone got you?
Not even Onimusha? No?
Listen, Onimusha? No. Okay, listen. Like, it's a joke, but yeah, I'm excited for Days Gone Remastered. Am I going to
I knew you
pay to play it right away? Like, no. I'll pay for it at some point, but like...
It's $10.
It didn't get me too hyped. Yes, I'm aware. Like, I'm not that hyped for it. Like, it's good. I want justice for Days Gone. I want other people to play it. I've already played it. I already did my part. All right? I supported that game. I bought it. I played it. I talked about it.
There's no reason for
But
people to buy that
everything
game
else-
again. Let's not do that. Just let it die. Okay? Let it die.
Ron,
like it's supposed to.
No.
When I'm allowed to buy
No.
games again
No.
in July, I'm paying that $10 for Days Gone Remastered.
Let it die.
There you go.
Let it
There
go
you go.
ahead so that the director can stop crying about the sequel not coming out. It's fine.
They were the ones that turned the sequel down. It didn't even go to Sony. It didn't even pass their own.
I don't know why.
pitching.
I don't know why they're doing this. They're giving you guys false hope.
Well, I think correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't there a Days Gone movie coming at some point?
I think it's some
There's
kind
sure
of,
that's
some
why
sort of
they're doing it
adaptation
for it.
coming. That's
I
right.
know there's an
something
adaptation of
coming.
some kind. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something, but yeah, there's nothing in here for me. It might be for some people, but
Wow.
I don't want to be a downer. But this is just a reminder that is this what PS5s can be remembered for? You know,
That's true.
remasters and third party stuff. Like, listen, I'm still confident we did our predictions for PlayStation, and I still believe Ghost of Yotei is coming out. What I think I said, like
It's
October
summer.
or something like that, and then or summer. Thank you. And Death Stranding 2 is still coming out, but for me, when I watched this state of play, I was like, oh, this is just a reminder of, where we are with Sony. That's just how I feel. I mean, like I said, Days Gone Remastered, yes, it got my attention, and the Midnight Walk, it's like an indie horror game.
Midnight Walk.
Got my eye on it.
Yeah.
Got my eye on it, but like, did I jump out of my chair? Did I do any fist pumps? Did I scream at anything? No. Like, I really didn't. Like, I'm sorry. That's just how
That's
I feel.
okay.
So
That's
not
just how
even
I feel.
Lost Soul Aside did anything for you. I thought for sure that
No.
one might grab you. No.
Yeah, you know what though? That's okay though. You know what? I find this opinion refreshing, Matt. I like the fact that you're like, you know what? No, this appealed to me, and that's okay.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
It happens. It happens.
yeah. Although Riley King chimes in, not even the Stellar Blade DLC, Matt.
Okay, Riley King, I have to talk about the DLC that's in Stellar Blade. At least the one that I purchased, all right? So I bought the Nier one, okay, which is great. Because, I mean, obviously, like, I don't know if I'm doing it wrong, but Brian, like, you have to get collectibles
You have to get more
actually
cans.
unlock. Okay,
It's more cans.
I need to know what people think about this. Okay, so I bought DLC with the assumption that I paid money. Here's my money. Take my money, Herman. Take my money. In an assumption that you're going to give me the costumes from Nier Automata.
Right.
I did not get the costumes. I have to get more cans,
Yeah.
like Ryan said. So now I have to do. So I paid money, and now I got to do work to get the DLC.
Yeah.
It just feels a bit off. It just feels a bit off. Like I don't like it. I paid the money. Give me my costume.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
and you have,
different
like,
with this
most games.
DLC that's coming up because they mentioned that this DLC has like a new level and a bunch of other stuff that you can get from, and everything's in that level.
Oh.
It's not like the Nier DLC where it was the costumes, but you had to go and farm the cans, which was annoying. So
Yes.
I do think they're handling it much
Yes.
better this time around with this next set of DLC. That's
But it's
coming.
very ironic they're doing that with a game that technically is their IP. So maybe they wanted to put theirs out there a little bit more. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Give Herman a call. Let him know.
Herman's no longer in charge,
complaints.
Riley. Herman can do nothing for us.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know who to call. Like, I'm just
Yeah,
out of luck.
sorry.
I got to find the cans.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, when you were talking about release dates, Matt, before I go to Fulia on this one, I thought I noticed something interesting from here that I know that you're probably not going to bring up Fulia, is that Borderlands 4 is coming out September 23rd. That's a Take-Two game. And that Take-Two is also doing Grand Theft Auto. So they obviously don't want
This
to
year.
release Grand Theft Auto anywhere near Borderlands 4. So if this is
right.
coming out at the end of September, when does Grand Theft Auto 6 actually come out?
Next year?
2026. 2026.
That's
Already-
right.
we
Like
called
this
it.
is that's
We
a
already
sign
called
that
it.
either
We know
that
this.
game is coming out in November or that game isn't coming out this year.
It ain't
is
making
what
it
I'm
this
getting
year.
from that.
2026. Uh-huh.
Because like if that
know
was the
this.
case, there's no way in heck they would put Borderlands 4 in September. If that was the case.
And we still don't have
Exactly.
do we have a solid release date for Mafia yet?
No.
Yeah. So Mafia's coming this year also. So yeah, there's no way in the world they're gonna put Mafia and Borderlands and Grand Theft Auto out all in the same calendar year.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. But Fulia, how about you? I'm interested to hear if there's anything that got you going from this state of play.
So I'm in the same camp as Matt. There wasn't really anything in this state of play for me specifically.
Okay.
The one thing that kind of caught my interest a little bit was the game for Dreams of Another.
Okay.
And that is an FPS game that you can play in third person where instead of using guns to destroy, you're using it to
Oh,
create.
that game. Yeah. It's like pixel
What
art
about
or something
the
like that. I
pixel
saw that
shop
one.
people yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like the theme that they have, that they say, and it's the phrase that they use in the trailers. There is no creation without destruction, and it kind of caught me off guard a little because I was like, oh, you're using weapons like guns in a different perspective. Like it's used in a different way. It's not there to kill. It's there to create something else. So that kind of has me a little interested. So I want to learn more about that particular game. Other than that, there's not really much in there for me. I'm glad that they're getting what's it called? Is it Lost Records?
I was just about to ask you about that because Lost Records Bloom and Rage Tape 1 is coming out pretty soon. Coming out in this week, actually. And we're getting it on PlayStation Plus day one.
Yeah.
That's
I
the new Don't Nod
unfortunately no longer have PlayStation Plus.
Oh, no.
I let it lapse last year, and I don't have PlayStation Plus. I won't be able to play it. But I'm glad that that's at least coming to PlayStation Plus so that people can experience it day one.
Well, I know
So
you
that's
can
pretty
you can also probably buy it, too, if you wanted to. But
If I wanted to, yeah. But I've probably got other games sort of prioritized.
it's also an episodic game, so it's just one of those things where it's like maybe you just wait till all the episodes are out and then play it then.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'll probably end up doing that instead, yeah.
Yeah, because I knew like this would definitely be up your alley, and I'm really excited about it too. Because
Yeah.
of course, Don't Nod's new game. It looks like Life is Strange to me, and I like Life is Strange a lot, and I like the writing in Don't Nod's games, so I'm excited to play this one. Like this one
I'm
actually
on
got
the
me
fence
excited.
with that one. If it's going to be like Life is Strange 2, no thank you. If it's going to be like the first Life is Strange, then yes, I'm there for it.
And yeah, like I that's another game that I don't have to go out and buy, so that works out for me too. But there we go. But I'm going to talk about a few games that got me excited here, because believe it or not, friends, there are quite a few games here that I was pretty excited to see. Number one, and Seth mentioned this in the chat earlier, Shinobi Art of Vengeance coming out August 29th. I love Shinobi from the Genesis days. And when we saw this game at the Game Awards a little over a year ago, when Sega announced that all of their properties were coming back, we saw a little snippet of this game here. I actually got really excited because I think this was like the coolest looking game of all the games that they showed. And this is being made by Lizard Cube, who made Streets of Rage 4, which was also a fantastic revival of that series. So I am stoked for Shinobi Art of Vengeance. It's 2D. It's got ninjas. It's got a really cool like hand-drawn art style. Like I am sold on that game, and I can't wait to play it. So August 29th, I am there day one for that game. I can't wait. It's great. And I love how Seth points out in the chat, it's the year of ninjas. Yes, it is in fact the year of ninjas, my friends. It's so exciting. I'm so glad. I love ninjas. So there we go with that one. Of course, Ron already mentioned my runner-up, Tides of Annihilation. I love that game. I think it looks awesome. Believe it or not, friends, I'm actually pretty excited about Sonic Racing Cross Worlds because it looks like Mario Kart, or Sonic Racing All-Stars Transformed, which was a really good game. But what's interesting about this that we saw a little bit of in the trailer, and they talked about this in kind of a post after the show, is that they're going to be exploring other Sega worlds in this, so it's not just Sonic stuff. It sounds like it's going to be a whole bunch of Sega worlds intertwined together. So I wonder if it's going to be more of like a Sega kart rather than a Nintendo, rather than just a Sonic kart racing game, which was one of my favorite things about Racing Transformed. Also, I loved them showing off the different vehicles. Like you had some flying sections, some boat sections, some racing sections, and then I'm assuming you're gonna like your car is gonna transform into those different things all along the way, similar to something like Diddy Kong Racing. So I'm actually pretty excited that that's gonna be a thing. And of course, Seth. Of course, coming in and correcting me, they confirmed afterwards that there will be other Sega characters in it too, which gets me even more stoked for this game, because they did some cool stuff in Racing Transformed, like going to the Panzer Dragoon level, Afterburner level, playing as dudes from Yakuza. Like, I'm pretty stoked. I think this is going to be a pretty good kart racing game. The Sonic kart racing games are usually pretty good, so got to give a shout out to that. Metal Gear. I think Metal Gear Delta actually looks pretty good. I mean, it's a shame that the trailer kind of leaked ahead of time. Otherwise, we probably would have been more excited for that kind of the release date trailer. But I thought it looks really, really good, especially after Silent Hill, which, of course, I had lots of faith in after Silent Hill came out, that I think this game's going to be pretty good. And then Onimusha, Ron, you mentioned it earlier. Mm-hmm. Onimusha 2, the trailer for the new game, like, I love that just Onimusha's back. Just period. I'm so excited.
Yeah, took him long enough.
Also, we know that actor whose name I'm kind of blanking on from the third game. He keeps saying that he wants that third Onimusha game to get re-released. So I'm thinking that's going to happen next too, because that's the one that like people are waiting for, Onimusha 3. So yeah, that's it. I think those were the things that got me excited. I know we didn't touch on Housemarque's new game, Saros, but I just wasn't really super into Eternal. I don't know about y'all. Yes, for it.
Koala, yeah.
This is where we have a question from the carpool from Final Fantasy VIII's Life, Final Fantasy VIII's Love, and they say, "It is I, the most awesome of all the Daves. What was your favorite moment of the state of play, and why was it seeing a new game from Housemarque?" So apparently, David's very excited for Saros.
Excited for you, Dave.
Excited if it was not a roguelike. That's the only reason
Same.
why I stayed away from Returnal.
You got it.
Returnal looks great with everything else. The story I enjoyed.
Agreed.
It's just the fact that the roguelike. I don't.
But they hinted in the trailer like the character is dying over and over again.
Yeah,
so
it's
definitely
I say come back stronger. I knew right there. I was like, no.
I know.
But I will say that I'm a bit more open to this one. On PlayStation Blog, they did say something about permanent progression, and I was just like, okay, well, maybe if I can keep things, and even though I might die, the permanent progression keeps going with it. Maybe I'll give it a chance. I'll see. But, yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I love Housemarque, but I don't know. That roguelike stuff. Oof.
Yeah. That's why one of the things where I was like, I wasn't really super into Returnal as well. Like, I thought it was a little too punishing with the roguelike stuff. So, yeah. It'll be interesting.
That's not really a hot take at all, Riley.
Yeah. Of course, Riley, for audio listeners, Riley King in the chat says, hot take, Returnal is the best game on the PlayStation.
Yeah, but many people didn't think that, so... Yeah,
I don't think it's a hot take. Yeah, some people really like that game.
Yeah.
Exactly. So then, one more question I have actually specifically for Matt and Fulia, before we move on from this topic before we move into questions. Since you both were disappointed with this state of play, I'm curious to know from y'all what you think it would take to make it better. Like, is it just the lack of first party games? Is it just games that just didn't interest you? Like, I'm curious to know from y'all what could have made this better. Starting with you, Fulia, because I'm interested to hear what you have to say after this.
Look, for me, it's like I'm not the type of person who goes out of my way to get AAA games. So like right now, I am trying to get myself into some of the PlayStation exclusive games from the past, and there should have been at least one PlayStation exclusive game here in this state of play. To be honest, like if it's supposed to hype up the players who are on that system,
Yeah.
and like there might be games on the system right now that aren't coming out of PlayStation Studio, but that are still exclusive to the console. I just think that there should have been something that came out of Sony as well. There should have been something there. For me specifically, there wasn't a lot of games in there that interested me specifically.
Okay.
I'm the type of person who prefers, the platformers, the puzzle games, the smaller indie games. That's kind of where I'm at usually. So it would have been nice to at least see a couple of those pop up here and there. So yeah, I am a little disappointed in that respect. But there was still a lot of things in this state of play that everybody else was really hyped about. So, I'm happy for everybody else who enjoyed this state of play. But yeah, it's just had nothing in there for me specifically that I would go out of my way to play.
Makes sense. And yeah, I mean, that's not going to happen every time too, because there's
No.
likewise, there's a lot of presentations that I'll watch them, and there's just not a lot for me either. And right, that just happens from time to time. But yeah, I mean, Quaggy kind of hints at it with his question, where he's like, Quaggy says, "It is I, Quaggy, king of the Xenobabes. Where were all the first party games at the state of play?" And I mean, we did technically have two, because we have Saros, because that's a first party game from Housemarque, and then Days Gone Remastered. But if you listen to us talk about it ahead of time, it's like, well, we were expecting more than that. So you're definitely, right to feel disappointed by there being the lack of the stuff there for you. And I'm assuming you're going to say something similar, right?
I am team justice for Days Gone, but just hearing you say that is the first party game
That
at a state of
technically
play
counts,
as
though.
a remaster.
It counts.
That's sad. That is sad. I'm sorry.
At this
That
point
ain't
in time,
right.
everybody already knows what the deal is, man. It's just, look, by the time the end of this generation comes, there's going to be more Xbox games on PlayStation than PlayStation games on PlayStation.
Yep.
It's no secret
the
at this
sad
point. Yeah,
truth.
it is sad. It's very.
Yes, Saros it's a first party. It's 2026. So coming into the state of play, I already had my expectations checked. So because I'm like, okay, look, Ghost of Yote there. I kind of predicted they wouldn't do another trailer yet, because again, I'm very adamant it's going to come out much later in the year, so they'll probably do another trailer closer to that time. Same with Death Stranding 2. So I'm like, we're not going to get any updates for that.
I
And then,
have
like,
a
yeah,
feeling
I've already-
we probably won't get any of that kind of news until maybe Summer Games Fest, I would say.
I agree. I agree. Closer
Well,
to the
Death
actual
Stranding,
launch.
we know that there's the big panel coming at South by Southwest, which is in a few weeks. So
true.
we might see Death Stranding's release date there, because he did the same thing with Death Stranding 1, where it was
Okay.
the release date was announced at South by Southwest.
Yeah. Ghost of Yote, though, I think would be games for
Closer.
Summer Games Fest. Yeah.
I agree. And I already knew, like, well, Ben Studio's not coming anything, because we already knew they had a live service game that was canceled.
right.
New thing, Blue Point.
Blue Point,
Nope,
Blue
we
Point,
already got a
somewhere.
canceled game. And then Naughty Dog, I'm like, well,
Yeah,
Intergalactic's,
Intergalactic wasn't gonna be there.
Yep.
it's going to be a swan song for PS5. Ron thinks it's a PS6 launch title. Like,
PS6
that's
game,
far
man.
out.
Yep.
Yep, that's not coming for a very long time. Santa Monica, I don't expect them to come up with anything soon. I was hoping a little bit for an update for Insomniac's Wolverine, but again, wasn't really expecting it. So just going through the list, I was like, yeah, there's not much left. Like Quaggy said,
We're in dark times.
we're the first party at. That's just how I
we're
feel,
in dark
Ryan. Like,
times.
Yep. And
Where-
part of
what
this
could
also
they
might
have
be something we talked about earlier, where it's like, I think part of the unease is like, well, when is Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out? When is it safe to put release dates on some of these games, right? Like, I think Sony's even tiptoeing around this a little bit.
for sure. So I don't know. I'm not trying to poo-poo on it. I know some people liked it. I'm happy for everybody, but for me personally, as a Sony pony, I didn't like it, and I knew it was coming. That's just how it is.
Now, Matt, I do have one question. I'm surprised that
Question from Presswell.
Directive 8020 or whatever it was, like the same crew that made the Dark Anthology. I'm surprised you weren't interested in that at all.
Funny thing about that one, Ron, is like that one did catch my eye. I actually have not played any other Supermassive games outside of Until Dawn. Like I'm actually ashamed of that because they had the whole anthology, right? Like, and I did keep my eye on
anthology.
it.
There's 4 of them.
Yeah, there's quite a few games I haven't touched, and a lot of the reviews were like, I think similar to Until Dawn. So while that one did catch my eye, I was like, shouldn't I play the anthology first before I hop into that one? So again,
I can answer that question for you because I've played all those games because I like those games a lot, and you don't have to play any of them to play this one.
So, is it separate? It's not.
They're
part
all
of, like,
standalone.
one.
They're connected by like some themes and some gameplay, the gameplay style, but they're not connected by the story. There is an overarching narrative with kind of the similar to the psychiatrist from Until Dawn. It's like there's kind of like a narrator, and there's like an overarching story with him between the games, but there's nothing about the game, nothing about the rest of the game itself that is connected.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But
listen,
I like those games a
keep
lot.
playing it.
So if you want recommendations from
check
me,
it
if
out.
you want to play any of those, I think you should. I think you'd probably enjoy specifically either the last one, The Devil in Me, which was about this serial killer in this crazy house. That one's really, really good. And then there was one before it about vampires that was also really good too. House of Ashes. That's the one. It takes place during the Iraq War, and it's a really good game too.
I will take a look at the trophy list. I'll consider it. Very curious.
I mean,
just
they're
in
like the
case.
Until
Just
Dawn
in
one,
case.
so if you're fine with that, you'll be fine with this.
There you go.
I don't know if I
you
was
may
fine with
unsold him on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those
In
games
Mind's
were
Eye, I forgot about that one. Mind's Eye doesn't look bad. It's just very, I don't know. That gameplay looked a little bit sterile, but it may have just been a presentation style thing. Maybe once he bakes some more and cooks up, maybe Mind's Eye will look better later, but
yeah.
I don't know. Very on the fence with that one.
Yeah.
It didn't look bad, though.
Anyways, moving on from the state of play. Let's move on to our questions. Let's start with the captain who says, I love that Metal Gear is being remade. It is one of my favorite franchises, even though I haven't played through 5 yet, as I want to go through them all over again first. And I'm hoping that 4 will be available at some point on the PlayStation 5. I know not all remakes / remasters are justified, but I feel Metal Gear is 100% justified. If you could have the power for which franchise would you want to have remade with a modern makeover, not just a remaster, but rebuilt from the ground up? And to give y'all time to think, I already know the answer to this one without even have to thinking about it, because as soon as I finished playing Resident Evil Remake, the first thing I thought about was, man, Dino Crisis would be so cool, made in the same style as Resident Evil 2. But, sneaking around,
bringing your pain to yourself.
fighting dinosaurs. Like, dude, a Dino Crisis remake in the style of the Resident Evil remakes would be so awesome.
Capcom's laughing. They're just like, oh, keep going ahead and dream it on, guys.
No, because if I say it enough, Ron, it'll happen. I swear. I've given up on Parasite Eve, but I haven't given up on Dino Crisis yet. Okay? Instead of, Capcom, you don't need to go remake
Every
Resident
few
Evil
months,
5.
Capcom's just like, ha.
Don't remake Resident Evil 5. Remake Dino Crisis instead. You'll thank me later, Capcom.
Oh.
And look,
that's true.
this is a magical Christmas land question, okay? Ron, I'm allowed to put out anything I want to here.
You can.
Yeah.
I see you crossing your fingers, man.
You're wrong. Capcom is laughing at us. They won't do that.
Yeah.
I want it. I'm with Brian. I want it. I want a Dino Crisis reset.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
I don't think so. I don't think they will.
Yeah, they put out that poll. Everyone told them they wanted Dino Crisis back. So it's just
Well, I didn't.
We did.
I mean, I chose some other things on that list, but
it was
okay.
the number one choice though. Was
Yeah,
Dino
well,
Crisis.
as you can see, it still does not exist. So
I know, but I hope one day, Ron, they'll see.
maybe.
I mean, for God's sakes, if
Keep hope
Onimusha
alive.
and Okami can come back, Dino Crisis can
Well,
come.
those are quality games. Let's not get twisted.
Are you trying to say Dino Crisis is not a quality?
Whoa.
Dino Crisis wasn't good when
quality.
it first came
All
out.
right.
Let's nah. Onimusha and Okami. Don't put those on the same level.
Yeah, because they're worse than Dino Crisis.
Yeah, okay.
Anyways, Ron, how about you? What would you want to remake?
Siphon Filter. It needs to just make it fall from scratch. Even if you want to do a brand new storyline, anything to bring it back. I mean, Ben Studio's not doing anything. So they might as well just go like, here, make this from scratch, bring this back, have it another first-party franchise these days would be nice. So that would just be a perfect thing to do.
Nice. Matt, how about you, man?
I think everybody knows which game I want to be remade. It is a Naughty Dog gem. And of course it is The Last of Us Part 2. We need a remake from the ground up.
God.
I'm just kidding. You
better be trolling.
I am trolling.
Sorry, Matt, you were temporarily banished to the Shadow Realm for those comments.
I was about to reach through this monitor and strangle you.
I had to temporarily ban Matt so Ron didn't strangle him.
Oh, God.
Just joking. Yes, I know Metal Gear Solid 3 is getting remade, and yes, I do think it does deserve one. Like, it's been a while, but for me, from the series, it really should have been Metal Gear Solid 1. Like, that one is the one that needs to be remade first. And Metal Gear Solid 3 is my favorite from the series. But even I know, like, that first game really needs, like, a glow up. Like, it's PS1 old school graphics and style. And, you know, at that time, like, the story was just groundbreaking. Like, it's such a shame that you can't have that groundbreaking story with, like, modern graphics and visuals and gameplay mechanics, truly. So I am hoping, because yes, Konami will take my money in August when I buy Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, so that they're like, yes, people like this game, people like the remakes, we'll do some more. Please make sure that Metal Gear Solid 1 is the next one. That's what
it would be nice, because Twin Snakes on the GameCube is actually the definitive version of Metal Gear Solid 1. Yeah, I'll be all for that. I'm with you. That's the only version I really like.
But they don't want Dennis Dyack's work to continue living on, Ron. That's the real problem. That's the real problem with that game.
Oh, Dennis.
Yep. How about you, Fulia? I'm interested to know what game you want to be remade.
All right, so here's a game that I don't know if anyone here has played it, to be honest. It's a game from the PS1 days, and I kind of miss it because I didn't get a chance to finish it, and that's Disney's Atlantis: The Lost Empire. Oh. I actually really, at the time, was really enjoying it because I loved the movie itself, and it was so much fun being able to play as Milo in the game. But it's definitely something that I would love to see kind of remade and brought into more of a sort of like a modern setting, not setting, but modern gameplay styles and all that, and features and all that. So that'd be actually pretty cool if they could bring that back.
Interesting. Yeah. When we were watching the video, I was quickly scrambling because I was like, my keyboard's across the way, but I had to look at what this game
I didn't even know this
like.
game even existed.
Yeah, because it looks like this.
Didn't know about it.
It looks like this. You're just running around. Because I love Atlantis, the movie. It's actually one of my favorite Disney movies. So when I heard you say that, I was all excited. But then I didn't realize that they had a game for it on PlayStation 1.
Yeah. So I remember playing through, I think I got as far as potentially the underwater stuff with the submarine. But I don't think I got any further than that. So yeah, no, it's really cool. I wanna be able to go back and play it from start to finish. But if they brought it into a modern sort of gameplay style, it'd be a lot better, I think.
I have a feeling that you call somebody from Disney and ask them about this game, they're gonna sit there and be like, "Hold on for a second," and you're gonna be on hold for 9 hours while they try to find this game.
I have a copy.
Look, Disney put out a lot of PS1 games. You had Bugs Life,
some of the licensed
Hercules.
stuff. I didn't know they had a licensed game for this one though. That was all brand new for me.
That's a good one.
You know what? I was just surprised it wasn't Anacorda Cova Tennis. You know, it's very different. Which, by the way, Topspin's coming to PlayStation.
We've got enough tennis games, all right?
Topspin's coming to PlayStation Plus. Now everyone will get to play a tennis game without Anna Kay in it. It'll be great. But
go for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Riley King right there with the shot to the heart there. Small Soldiers game remake. Of course, everyone remembers the hit movie Small Soldiers with the small soldiers in it. It's great. But moving on, we got Black Wyver who says, "Hello, Fab4. Hope all is well in your gaming world. After listening to Nagachaka's Pants episode, talking about his love for physical media, in brackets games, I've got 2 non-gaming questions for all of you. Number 1, do you have a similar passion for collecting physical media for music? A lot of how what Matt describes the games could be attributed to musical albums too. Thoughts? Does anyone actually have a musical collection at all here?
I did, but I've pretty much like moved fully on to digital. Ran out of space, and digital is just making it so much easier. I mean, don't get me wrong, the sound quality is always going to be better, but physical. But yeah, digital is just easier to access.
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. When I moved, sorry,
Go
go
on.
Oh.
I do have like a small collection of like CDs and albums. I think more recently though, I've been picking out vinyls, but really nice looking vinyls, but not so much to go out of my way to listen to them because I don't actually have a vinyl player, just because the album cover looks really cool and the actual vinyl itself has a really cool design to it. So that's kind of I've only got like 4 of them at the moment. But I don't know, maybe one day that might be the thing that I want to keep collecting and potentially get a vinyl player at some point to then listen to them. But yeah, I am mostly digital when it comes to music as well. So these days.
Yeah. When I moved 9 years ago, out of my place I was sharing with my roommate, some of her friends were over helping us move, and I was just like, I'm just getting rid of my CDs. I'm just going to throw these out. And they're like, hey, do you mind if we just take them? I was like, yeah, go for it. So I gave them my collection of over 400 CDs that I had collected at that point because I knew I wasn't going to get anything for them other than maybe like $20 off Kijiji at that point because everyone was really, really over CDs at that point. Now they've come back in vogue a little bit, but back then, like, no one was collecting CDs. It was very hard to get rid of them. So I was just like, yes, please just take my entire collection for similar reasons you talked about, Ron. Space.
Yeah.
Having to move them around and stuff like that. It was just too much. I mean, I collect enough, games already that collecting, CDs or albums isn't really much of a thing for me. Similar to Fulia, believe it or not, I don't have a vinyl record player, but I have 2 vinyl albums at home. And they're 2 Fiona Apple albums, and because I love Fiona Apple, and I don't actually have a vinyl player to listen to them on, but I have them, so there's that. So there you go. But then to Black Wyver's other question, they ask, "Is there anything else you like to collect physically? I hope you have a great weekend ahead, or a great week ahead." So, do we collect anything else besides games here? Because I will say that I collect. Movies is a thing I collect. And
yeah.
I've talked about it on other podcasts before, but the reason I collect movies is because as someone who works in television, I really, really notice right away if I'm watching streaming video, and it bugs me. It bugs me so much because I can like tell the difference right away between watching like a 4K Blu-ray versus watching a 4K stream. To the point where it's just like it's not even close. Like the 4K movie looks so much better. It's so much of a better experience. So any movie that I enjoy when it comes out on 4K, or even a really good Blu-ray, I'm usually going to go pick it up. And that's kind of the thing I collect outside of games is I collect a ton of movies. I have a giant bookcase in my room that's just full of movies. Is my thing. I just picked up John Carpenter's Ghosts of Mars on 4K because that just came out, and I'm just like, that movie's so bad, but it's so cheesy and fun at the same time that I have to own this in the highest quality picture format imaginable. So there you go. That is my thing outside of games. But what about y'all? Do y'all collect anything? Flea, I think you mentioned you also collect movies or something, right?
I do, and not just movies, also like TV shows, depending on what it is. TV shows I'm a little bit more picky about because it needs to be something that I love so much that I want to go out of my way to get the set at least.
Same.
And
just like I did with James Cameron's Dark Angel, season 1, now available on DVD.
Usually, though, with me, when it comes to TV shows, I wait until the show is done. And hopefully they'll bring out like a complete series set.
Yeah.
And then I'll go grab that. But a lot of the times for me, I will go out of my way to buy Blu-rays, 4K Blu-rays of movies, more specifically animated ones, because I know not a lot of them will be on streaming service, but even if they are on streaming service, they won't be there the whole time. Not to mention the fact, like you said, Ryan, it's not the same on a streaming service.
Especially with
compared to being
animated
on-
stuff.
Yes,
There's a huge step up for a lot of animated shows, even just on Blu-ray, over a lot of the streams that you get on Prime.
Yeah.
Or
And if I
something.
can't find it on Blu-ray, I'll go out of my way to get the DVD, because even the DVD is still pretty good in terms of its visual graphics compared to streaming. Yeah.
I'm
so-
very similar. Like I don't collect animated stuff that often. I have like a fairly large selection of anime. And it's usually like stuff that isn't on streaming services, like the Vision of Escaflowne and others. Like that's the type of stuff I also like to collect. And you made a good point about that, Fulia, because there's a lot of stuff that, like a lot of movies that are in my collection, even if they're just from DVD, that are there in my collection simply because they don't exist on streaming services.
Exactly.
And if I want to watch it, that's the only way.
Yeah. And I'm slowly starting to collect more anime, like Blu-rays as well, because I know that a lot of the times, if I'm trying to find it on a streaming service to at least watch it and see what it's about, if it's something new to me, I would rather find it on a streaming service if I can. That way I'll be able to find out whether or not I like it.
Yeah.
But if I can't, then I'll just go out of my way to buy the actual physical version of it, so that I'd be like, all right, I've watched it. If I want to keep it, I can keep it. If I don't, I can sell it.
Yeah, because like right now I'm currently watching Bakke Monogatari on Crunchyroll. Great series, but the version that exists on Crunchyroll is ripped from the Aniplex website with the Aniplex marker burned in the bottom left-hand corner. It's worse than 480p visual quality, and it's missing the final 3 episodes. And it doesn't exist on any other streaming service here in Canada.
Why bother then?
Why bother putting it on the service?
So at that point, it's just like, well, I guess I'm buying the Blu-rays for this, even though the Blu-rays for that series are $100.
Oh my god!
That's the only way to watch all of it and watch it where it looks properly. Because that anime series is gorgeous. It looks so good. Like the art style for it is really awesome, and it just crumbles under the terrible visual quality on.
The other
Crunchyroll.
thing I will also mention is, especially when it comes to anime, and I agree with Lachlan, Yuri on Ice is amazing. It is such a good anime series. Highly recommend. A lot of the times, and this is just me personally, because my mind gets distracted very easily and I can't keep up with the subtitles a lot of the times, I generally gravitate towards using the English dub for animes. So a lot of the times on a streaming service, they won't always have the English dub.
Yep.
Or it will take them a long time to put the English dub on to the streaming service. But on a DVD or a Blu-ray, it's already there. So that's also another reason why I prefer the physicals for that. And I've got a good collection of Studio Ghibli DVDs because I love Studio Ghibli films, especially the Hayao Miyazaki ones. So yeah, I would rather have those physically because I just know how gorgeous those are.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm waiting for, there are so many of those that aren't on 4K yet. I'm waiting for a lot of those to come out. Like I'm waiting for that Princess Mononoke 4K that I know is going to look incredible.
I ended up getting the latest one, The Boy and the Heron on 4K, and I really want to get back into it because I want to rewatch it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I bought it on 4K.
Also, Riley, to answer your question from earlier, when you asked, you said you have 150 4Ks. I've got over that. I've got it. I'm at least 200 deep.
I'm slowly going into 4K, but it really has to be something that I love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of movies where I'm just like in a separate boat, Fulia, where if I see both the Blu-ray and the 4K on the shelf, I'm usually going to spend the extra $5.
A little bit more, yeah, fair.
Yeah. But anyways, we hogged this entire question. I'm curious to hear from Matt and Ron. Matt, I know in particular you collect a certain type of case for things.
Yes, that's right. I was gonna say I buy some movies and TV shows, but what Ryan is alluding to is like, yeah, steelbooks, baby. I love collecting them, whether it's for video games or for movies and TV shows. Just just the feel of it, the artwork, love it. But that's outside of that. Like I'd say, video games collecting those is probably my main way to collect physical media. But yeah, some movies, TV shows, but yeah, nothing beats a good steelbook for sure.
Yep. Don't you mean game displays, as they're commonly referred to as by publishers now?
Nope, not yet. Not yet for me.
I mean, the God of War Ragnarok Collector's Edition didn't come with a steelbook. It came with
That's
a
right, man. That's
game
right.
display
Just give it
case.
up. Just give it up and accept the fate.
Oh my god.
The one thing I will
this
say with
hurts.
the steelbooks, though, I'm glad that movies don't do that with the
Yet.
way that the games are
Can
doing
you
it.
imagine? Can you imagine?
no.
Here's a
No
here's a
digital.
Netflix subscription. Here's an Amazon
Nope.
Prime subscription for
Nope.
your steelbook.
Here's
I'd
a
be like, get
download
out of
code for
here.
the movie
Yeah,
to
you
have
want-
on
you
your
want the
bloody
next Lord of
device.
the
No,
Rings in
thank
you.
4K?
Imagine?
Here you go. There's a code inside.
Yeah.
Oh
No,
my! What a slap!
Instead, they
No.
spoil us on the movie side. A lot of times you get the 4K, you get the Blu-ray,
Yeah,
and
you
you
get
get the
everything.
digital code
Yeah.
all in one
Yeah.
package.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sometimes they
That's
even
right.
throw in the
Exactly.
DVD.
Yes, that's right. That's how it should be. Come on, Sony, give us all the discs and the digital
Enjoy
codes. all in
it for
steelbooks.
now, Matt. Enjoy it
Yeah.
for now.
Yep.
You see what's happening to all the Blu-ray players? They're disappearing.
Yep.
Oh,
your
I saw
PlayStation.
that. I was like, "What's happening?" Yeah, jeez.
Yeah.
Come on.
Count your chickens.
I'm using my PlayStation. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just go back and use my PlayStation 3. It's still playing Blu-rays. So,
Hey,
Exactly.
my Blu-ray player's still kicking, so
yeah.
they're all right.
What
How
about
about you, Ron?
Yeah.
I'm mostly all digital but there are specific things that I'll get. I make exceptions for some cases. Like Best Buy had a sale going for the Mad Max film collection Blu-rays. I think like last year I ended up getting those on the super cheap. Same thing for Rocky. It was a Clint Eastwood collection that I got.
Yep.
It just depends. I mean, I don't have a problem with digital. I mean, like Ryan has said, you can definitely tell the picture quality difference between, physical and streaming. But like I said, once again, it's a thing about space. I have a case, a tower that is just full of, I don't know how many movies are there. Same thing with the CDs. It's just, after a while, you just cannot take over every room in the house with, a million bookcases of stuff. So
Yeah.
I've just had to sit there and just adapt to that. I hated doing it because it just felt weird. I prefer like Matt, I loved my still books. But it's just something that you got no choice but to eventually have to move on from. So
The crazy
But like I
thing
said-
is what I do kind of in that scenario, Ron, is I have the same number of bookshelves as devoted to my physical game stuff, but then I kind of been moving the games off that shelf and getting rid of some of the retro stuff that I don't need, and then using that shelf space for more movies, which is interesting. So
The other physical media that I will say that I have been collecting as well has been manga. And I know you can get that sort of stuff digitally too. Like you can come across
That's not the
digital versions.
same.
yeah, it's something
No.
about
It's
having
not
the
the same.
books. Though.
That's not
Yeah.
the same.
I do
No, no,
understand
no, no,
that.
no.
I do have quite a few like physical books that I still buy. I mean, I don't mind the whole Kindle thing, but it's just something about having the actual book.
Yeah. So
I mind. No,
my
Of
workmate
course you do that.
no.
a workmate
Ugh.
of mine gave me their old Kindle because they bought a new one because they knew that I was interested in like potentially getting into using it like digital books and all that sort of stuff. And I tried using it, but I haven't really been touching it much just because, you have to not only go out of your way to buy the thing, then you have to connect the device to then download it in and like all connect it to the Wi-Fi and make sure it like populates into the system. And I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about
Too much
it.
work.
Yeah, there's a little bit more effort involved to get them there. It's nice and convenient if you're going, like, if you travel a lot and you don't want to have to lug around like heavy books and stuff with you, but it's harder to find manga on like in digital form for the e-readers. So that's why I prefer having physical. And it just, the artwork on those covers and the spines look amazing. So you kind of want to see them on display. And that's
Yes.
why I love having manga on a shelf. I still need to unpack my manga. It's still in a box right now. But once I have a bookcase for it, they're all going up on a shelf. And it's like a small collection of them. But I'm really looking forward to getting some more.
I should mail my manga collection to you, Fluya, because I have a bunch of manga I'm probably going to get rid of because I don't have space for them.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I am interested.
My God. All right. Next question comes to us from King Riley Smiley, who says, with Xbox games now coming to PlayStation, which old, current, or new upcoming Xbox game do you want to play the most on PlayStation? You can only pick one game. That's my rule. I really want to play Perfect Dark on PlayStation is really what I really want to say. But that game's so far in the future. I really just want to play Halo. I really just want to play Halo on PlayStation. I really do. I just want to play Halo, whether it's Halo Infinite, Master Chief Collection. I don't care. I want to play Halo on PlayStation and just have an amazing time playing that game with the way it was meant to be played with a dual sense controller. But how about y'all? Ron, what Xbox game do you want to play, my friend?
Clockwork Revolution. Everything about that, when they showed that trailer, was just BioShocky. And I love the BioShock series. I don't know where it's at. They haven't shown it since that first time. But if Clockwork Revolution still exists, if it's going to be just like what was shown in that trailer, I'm all in. They don't need to show me anything else. Give me a release date. It's on. I'll get it.
Nice. Matt?
Give me that Starfield. All right. I'm a Bethesda guy. I know I listen. All right. Sorry, Xbox fans. I bought an Xbox Series S because I wanted to play Starfield. Then I couldn't wait anymore. Right? Well, no, that's not true. I had Starfield on Game Pass, but I never played it. And then I got rid of my Xbox. So now I'm in this position where, like, please bring it to PlayStation so I can play it. Because I did not play it at that time. I still want it. Please believe me. I do. Question for the press pool. Yes, Rod. Yes.
Just to ask, are you in fear that you're not going to enjoy Starfield? Because it seems to be a lot of people who are diehard Bethesda fans hate that game.
I'm not sure, Ron, just because, like, a lot of people are mid with Fallout 4, and I love that game. So I'm not 100% sure, just because some people were mid on Starfield, does that mean the same for me? So, I mean, obviously expectations are in check, but just knowing that for people, a game that people considered meh, Fallout 4, and that's a game I adore. I absolutely loved it. So I think I'll be okay, but just in case, expectations are
I'm interested in Starfield.
being leveled up.
I'm very hesitant because I've only enjoyed Fallout 3 in New Vegas, but, it's all right.
I know a lot of people have said that if they've gone back with the updates, that they've enjoyed it more with the new updates they've done to the game with adding the maps and the other quality of life improvements. So I think it's probably a better game now than it was.
That's all right. I got a little bit more interested when Marcus O'Neill said he enjoyed it, and he's not Bethesda guy whatsoever. So
It is true.
we'll see.
That is true. He is not Bethesda guy. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Garrett in the chat, I can't deal with this. You know what? Starfield shouldn't come out
Sorry,
on
Garrett.
PlayStation.
Xbox needs us, friend. So it ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
Xbox needs
I agree
our
with
money.
that statement.
Your Game Passes
Yeah,
are killing them.
it's happening.
All right, Fulia, how about you? What Xbox game do you want to play on PlayStation?
I'm gonna go with Kiku here and say Viva Pinata.
Let's
Viva
go.
Oh my
Pinata
God.
easily. Just bring it to PlayStation. You'll get so many more players on that console.
Yes. 5 more people will play Viva Pinata than the 3 that bought it the first time. Yeah, let's go.
Shut up, Ron. There's dozens of us.
Dozens!
There's dozens, Ron. Dozens. There's
Oh,
dozens,
yeah.
Ron.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. The money maker, baby.
Oh, wow.
I need that Viva Pinata on PlayStation so I can get some trophies. Come on.
Oh, man. I tell you what. I'll say right here on the show, if they bring Viva Pinata to PlayStation, I'll buy it for you. I will buy it for you. I will.
Making a note.
That's what friends do.
Yeah, do it. You know I
That's
stick to
what
my
friends do.
word. So, I will buy that for you.
What happens
Very
then
nice.
qualifying question. What happens if Rare Replay comes to PlayStation, which
I'll buy that
includes
for her,
Viva
too,
Pinata?
because there's actually several games that I would actually like her to play. So,
That's
that's
true.
fine. Because I'll buy Rare Replay.
It'll have Jet Force Gemini in it, which I know she'll love. No one likes that game. Anyways, moving on. Sorry, Luckluck. Kiku has the final question of the show, which says, hey, has anything in a game ever caused you to have a fit of rage? If so, how do you handle it? My older brother often smashed his controllers into the wall, and I once had a friend that did the same, except with his PlayStation 4 itself. So,
Ouch.
the most recent time that this happened was something that I talked about on the Nintendo Drive this week. That was Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. There's a fish boss in that game in the 4th level that made me want to throw my Nintendo Switch Pro controller through the wall. But I don't actually throw my controllers. I'm usually very calm, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go do something else, and I'll come back to that later. And sure enough, when I did that with this game, I just slept on it, and the next morning I went back and played it, beat it first try without any issues. So that's usually how I handle those types of situations with rage in that game. I mean, to be fair, as most people will know me, I don't really get that mad that often anyways. And it takes a very special game to get me actually to be mad or to rage. And this just happened to be one of those times where that happened, because the swimming controls in that game should not be used for a boss fight that takes 8 minutes long, that if you die, you have to start the thing over again. I'm sorry. That's not how games are supposed to function. So that's just me. But I'm curious to know how y'all do this. Fuya, how about you? Do you throw your controllers? What do you do?
No, I don't throw my controllers. I respect my devices and everything. I actually want to keep them in good condition, because I don't want to go out of my way to buy a new one just because I was angry. So I don't get physical with anything, but you'll definitely see it in my face. You'll hear me yell and shout and curse a lot.
Oh yeah, curse. Mm-hmm. God of War, baby.
I think the worst of it was from Cuphead. That game had me raging so much, to the point where I put my controller down, took my headphones off, and got out of my chair, walked away, came back, and I was still huffing and puffing. And I was like, oh my goodness, I hate this game.
That'll be the game to do it.
And I haven't touched it since.
Now, Fuya, well, I respect your example there. I will mention that I think probably the last time this probably happened was when you played Elden Ring. You're just ready to just walk out of that Extra Life hall, and we're just going to be like, forget it.
She didn't seem
money
upset,
for charity
though.
yourself.
I didn't rage.
Yeah,
though,
you didn't
but, like,
rage. You were more frustrated at that than anything else, which was great.
Here's the thing. With that, I think I kept the rage in because I knew it was Extra Life, and I knew I was there. Okay. It was for the team, so it was kept
for the kids.
It was
for the kids.
I thought you were more just raging because Ron was giving you all the wrong advice in the chat. He was just like, you just kept telling you to do things you weren't supposed to do.
Yeah, reverse Uno card. That was you, Ryan.
Got us good.
That's fine.
Got us good.
Yeah. All right, Matt, how about you, man?
Yeah, I rage at games all the time. I don't break anything or throw anything because, it's spent money on that. I'm not going to.
Well, you probably would have chucked your PS5 through the window for some of those boss fights from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth that you told us about.
I was going to say, like I said, plenty of times, but yeah, most recent one would be Rebirth. I think it was the flying minigame through the rings. Like,
oh, God.
Come on. You played Superman 64.
I still have nightmares about that minigame.
Yes, you've played Superman 64. Developers have played it. They know. But they still made a flying game with rings, like Superman 64. Why? Why?
I'm gonna make a hot. I'm gonna come out with a hot take here, and Seth will back me up if Seth's still in the chat. Superman 64 is actually more fun than that minigame is.
Really?
I'd rather play Super. If I had the choice, Matt, and someone sat me down and was like, "You have to play one of the two of these again," I would rather play Superman 64.
I've never passed the first level in Superman 64. I've never passed. Is there more?
Oh, yeah,
just
I've passed that level. Yeah.
Is there more to do, or is it
there's
just
more rings after that.
Oh yes,
lots more rings.
The punishment continues the whole game.
Oh boy, I don't know. They're both bad. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, Ron, how about you, man?
No frustration's ever going to sit here and top Market the Fell Omen in Elden Ring. That first boss. Oh my God, I don't know how many times I came close to flipping that coffee table over at the house. Oh my God. Like I said, uninstalled the game twice because of that. I don't know how many times that damn boss killed me. Oh, just thinking about it now, I just got the tipper going. No, thank you. But thank goodness my best friend Curtis, he was able to sit and talk me down, calmed me down, told me patience. You have to use it for this game. And I got through it. And then after that, it became one of the greatest games of all time for me. So, yeah, if Curtis hadn't had that chat for me, I probably would have never gone back. Because I uninstalled that, and I had no incentive to go back to that whatsoever. But, hey.
So what you're saying then is that's exactly why Fulia and Matt should play Elden Ring then.
No.
No, don't think so.
No.
Not happening.
They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it.
Yeah, we're not doing it. No.
I love this one.
Yeah,
from
Garrett,
Garrett.
that sounds right.
Last time Rage Zelda 2, which he's currently playing, that we're then gearing up for a discussion about Zelda 2 in the near future. I'm so excited for this discussion, y'all.
I've been seeing the social media updates on Blue Sky. My heart goes out to him.
I mean, hey, he volunteered to do it for the kids.
He
so,
did.
Yeah,
My heart goes out to him. I've rented that, and that quickly got sent back to Blockbuster.
yeah.
No thanks.
Good God. Well, anyways, I think that's going to do it for this episode of the PlayStation Drive. But before we go, of course, we got to say thank you to all of our patrons over at patreon.com/carpoolgaming, starting with our ultimate producers, Jonathan Brown, the man behind the music on our podcast, as well as the Xbox Drive. You can find out all of his music over at his Linktree, linktr.ee/pme.jib. He's got a new album out there, his deluxe edition of Me, Myself, and I, and it's a pretty cool album. So make sure you go check it out over there. Cwagmire, who humbly reminds you that the best babes are in fact Xenobabes, and TechMike, who says whether you're Kevesi or Agnian, you're a Xenobabe at heart.
That's right. That's right.
All of our
Oh,
ultimate
that's
producers can always be found in the description of our podcast. Our platinum producers, Smokin Joe, the Captain in Tim Paullin, and our gold members, Adam K, Anna, Awesome Dave 1337, Brad Moore, Brian Reese, Cecily Carrozza, Dan and Luma, Dannohh, Emily Kelly, John 32, Liger Woods 330, OldMrFrump, Patrice Mallette, Peje P, Riley King, Shane Erickson, Solo, Stephen Keller, TheDonRob, the Jiggy Collector, and Toxic. Huge thank you once again to all of our patrons over at patreon.com/carpoolgaming. If you want to hop in the car with us, and over there, choose the tier that's right for you. And now, Ron Plugs go. I don't know why I clapped, because no one can hear that.
Savoy Prob on all the things. PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, Blue Sky, Backlogged, True Trophies, PSN profiles.
Nice. And Matt, where can people find you?
You can find me as Nagachaka in the Carpool Gaming Discord. If you're not part of the Discord, come on in. It's lots of fun. And you can also find me over at Blue Sky.
Nice. And Fulia, where can people find you?
You can find me over on Blue Sky and Instagram at Foolish Fuji. You can also find me on youtube.com/Foolish Fuji and twitch.com/Foolish Fuji. So twitch.tv/Foolish Fuji. And for all that plus more, you can head on over to foolishfuji.com or foolishfuji.card.co.
Card.co. Yar.
Sean really wanted me to say it just so that he could do that too on the Xbox Drive.
He should.
He needs to do some work on that. That was not good.
But the other thing I want to say is happy 1-year anniversary to us.
Oh, look at us.
Has it
It's
been
been a
one?
year.
What?
Yeah, it's
That
been a full
today?
year.
Oh, look at that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Happy anniversary, friends. Let's
we
go.
did it. 12 months.
We did
We
it.
did it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I made it.
nothing
Didn't burn the
broke
show down.
along the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as for me, you can find me nowhere, I guess. You can find me in the Discord over at Ryan Turford. You also find me on Backlogged at Ryan Turford as well, where I post little reviews for all the games I play, including I threw a little thing in there for Ghouls and Ghosts as well as Civilization. So make sure to check that out over there. I was also, Fulia, you were also a guest on Xbox Drive this week, so make
I
sure
was.
to check that out. I was a guest on the Nintendo Drive this week, and the hint of what we talked about in that show is this shirt with this character on it. That's all I'm going to say. Nintendo Drive out of context. It's Bubble Woman, Splash
right.
Woman, whatever. One
Ryan's not going to be the only one on Nintendo Drive. I'm going to get on there with Seth eventually.
One day.
Ooh, please be excited.
Please be excited.
Please
So,
believe me.
for Fulia, Matt, and Ron, I'm Ryan. This has been the PlayStation Drive episode 186, and we're out. Good night, everybody.
Adios, friends.
Bye.
Thanks for checking out this week's episode of the PlayStation Drive. Now, before you drive off, please make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us at Carpool Gaming on socials. Don't forget to check out our awesome merch on carpoolgaming.com, and you can also support the show on Patreon at patreon.com/carpoolgaming. where you'll unlock all kinds of exclusive content. Links to everything are in the description.